in Frederick County. Police in the after a dog attack, and boy is dead after a dog attack in Frederick County. Police in the town of Brunswick say the boy was bit yesterday evening. While first responders were treating him at the scene, the toddler went into cardiac arrest. He was medevaced to a hospital where he died. Officials say the boy and his family are from Fauquier County, Virginia. The dog was taken by animal control and is now in quarantine. Steve.
All right. They dedicated a whole, what was that, 31 seconds? A whole 31 seconds to that story, didn't they? That was pathetic. Really?
Marina, 2-year-old boy.
21 seconds. My mistake. A whole 21 seconds. Oh, it's just another 2-year-old who was tortured and killed. You know, what's the big deal? This is a normal part of life. That's what the implication is, people. And it drives me crazy. It really stresses me out. To see this is so Twilight Zone-ish. Story after story like this. What was the boy's name? I haven't seen a name yet. Oh my goodness. First of all, welcome back. Always good to chop it up with the Crusaders here after a hard day of work. I try to challenge myself every day at work. Sometimes I go overboard. Sometimes I need a day off. But I feel good today. And I wanted to sort of bounce around and cover a lot of things in a short period of time. Now, one is this story right here. It just surfaced today, a few hours ago. Took place in Maryland. Okay, that's Fox 5. Here is, what is it, Washington, for Washington. Now, you heard that news report. But do you know that she did not share all of the relevant information? And this is pretty common with dog attack cases. Okay. I believe they said a little more on this article. 2-year-old boy dead after being attacked by his relative's dog. His relative's dog, okay? The child and his family from, is that Fauquier County, Virginia, were visiting a relative in Brunswick. Oh boy. What do we have here? The boy had played with the dog, a pit bull, and a mastiff mix. What does it say? All day. So, the fact that your dog has not mauled your child yet does not mean that it never will. And until it does, your child is in danger. That's irrefutable. The possibility is there. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to play with my child's life like that. I'm not going to play with my life like that. Definitely, I'm not playing with anyone else's life like that, especially my own child who is helpless and harmless. I'm not going to pretend like these things are even close to the same level as my child. I don't know about you. Well, I know about you. I know what nutters do. You treat your kids like a piece of meat, like dogs themselves. worse than dogs, because you don't put the life of a dog in danger. Oh no. When the family was saying goodbye, the dog attacked the child inside the home. Huh? There's a lot missing from this story. What do you mean? Now the boy was visiting, and the boy was inside of the home. So if you were saying goodbye, that means you were all had your coats on. This is what it sounds like. You know, they had their coats on. Everybody's standing in the doorway. You know, good to see you again. It was nice catching up with you. You gained a little weight. You lost a little weight. Blah, blah, blah. That's when everybody's saying their goodbyes. Do you really think that a 2-year-old provoked the dog at that moment? Because according to the behaviorists, the trainers and veterinarians, the experts, yeah, the child most likely provoked the dog that he had been playing with the whole day. Suddenly, this is a horrible child. Now, had you seen the boy playing with these worthless mutants, or is just one, you'd have said, oh, look how beautiful the dog, the dog, the dog. Look, it loves kids. It doesn't want to hurt kids. That's what they would say. They would get very cringe, probably start talking in baby tongue. They'll come out with all these goofy, kid-like, childlike nicknames for the dog, right? And it'd just be a cringe moment for everyone. But like I always say, like I always try to point out, a few moments of peace does not mean violence is not in the child's future, or being a victim of a deadly attack. The only way to guarantee that that attack won't happen is if the dog is not there. There's no way around that. And they're trying to make it real sophisticated. Oh, it's the owners, the owners. They're really getting on my nerves with this. Right, let's push on here. Brunswick police rescue call, blah, blah, blah. Boy had life-threatening dog bite injuries and went into cardiac arrest. He was flown to the hospital, but pronounced dead shortly after he arrived. Now, to all you pit bull advocates, pit bull supporters out there, this was a pit bull and a mastiff mix. I can almost guarantee you it had the appearance of any other pit bull or bully breed. Now, because this was a bully breed, it was more of an efficient killer. The chances of death is higher with bully breeds. And that's breed specific. These things are more dangerous. I think it's insulting to even debate about it. We know everything that we need to know. Okay, so that was for Washington. Just saw this one. This was another one. 2-year-old Virginia boy. No name yet. Now, I don't know if this is by request or whatever, but I haven't seen a name yet. There we go. 2-year-old Virginia boy. Okay, cardiac. What, a 2-year-old going in a cardiac arrest? Why isn't this a major story? Why aren't these major stories? None of them are. Every now and then you'll get a viral dog attack story, but it's only because it's so visually shocking, like Jacqueline Duran, Brooklyn Curry. But here you have a bunch of cases of 2-year-old toddlers, babies, being tortured, then killed. Literally tortured. And they just reported like, somebody had a headache. Not even a heart attack. A 2-year-old had a headache today. Right? He was given ibuprofen. On to other news. That's how they reported. Child was medevaced by the police trooper. Right? Child and his family, blah, blah. Okay. So short articles, short stories. They're not telling us any names. They're not really giving us any real details about the story. I think that's pathetic. It's very inhumane. All right. The fact that you journalists, you media outlets, you never carve out a significant portion of your broadcast to dedicate to this problem. To dedicate to people being tortured and sometimes killed after being tortured, especially when over half the victims are children. Y'all mighty silent about this part of the world. That's okay. That's okay. We will make our presence more known in the near future. Okay, ignore us for now all you want. Right, shout out to everybody. Everybody's comments just popped up. Going on this hump day, people. Hope your week's going by well. Mine is going by well. As long as I work hard, as long as I'm always doing what I'm supposed to do, everything falls in place. I had to make sure I get at least 2 hours every day to dedicate to my book. And I make sure I, get my news, get my content going. That's the only time I feel good. I deal with depression just like everyone else. And I think everybody, to a certain extent, has social anxiety. Everyone. I heard Chef mention that she had social anxiety, or I think it was social anxiety. Never would have guessed. But I think we all have it to a certain extent, or at least in certain situations. Yeah, nobody's perfect. But it's good that we get together and talk about these stories, because it's criminal. It's almost criminal that these stories are not dealt with on the mainstream level. Pretty sad. Right? Now, there's some other things I wanted to touch on. One thing that I'm very angry about is this reading program, the Rescue Readers Program. And that's where they have kids read to a dumb shelter mutt. This serves to sort of strengthen social disorders. I think here in the United States, we got enough cases of social anxiety, social disorders, all types of degenerate forms of social relations. We need to look at it as a problem and be very careful not to worsen it. Right? Well, we want improvement. That's what we want. The idea of reading to a dog. Let me be specific. Having kids read to dogs at a very vulnerable age. Kids, their brains are growing faster than it ever will at any other point in their lifetime. You have to be very careful with how you deal with their brain. Your approach to how you teach them is very important. Now, I want y'all to listen to this. This was uploaded about a year ago. We all know about this goofy program. But I came here after I read this article that surfaced today. I believe it surfaced a few hours ago. 118 shares this article has. The headline, children practice reading to this shelter dog, but now he needs a forever home. Okay? How about the ground? Why can't that be their forever home? That's what would be intelligent, safe. It will show that we have high morals. If we were to exterminate all bully breeds, for example, that would reflect well on us. That would make us look like a country with high morals. A country that takes the safety of their youth very seriously. And we are willing to completely sacrifice to drive another animal species into extinction for the safety of our youth. Not just their physical body, but their minds. And this reading program, it attacks their intelligence, in my opinion. Not only their intelligence, like it thwarts their social development. How can you become more fluid, more comfortable reading to people if you never practice reading to people? There's literally no benefit to this. It's counterproductive. You don't want a child getting comfortable reading to a dog. They might only feel comfortable reading to dogs, and they can't always do it. You're supposed to be preparing them for the adult world. What you gonna do in college or high school? You expected to read a paragraph, maybe stand up in front of the class and read. Then what? The person who's been reading to dogs all their life, they're gonna fall apart. And that's what you taught them to do. Is that teaching? Is that teaching at that point when you're preparing kids for failure later in life?
This is the hat I wear when I'm, busy working in the rice fields.
Good job.
The Edmond Animal
Now they got this child reading to a cat. Listen, dogs are the highlight. In fact, this is the first time I've seen kids read to anything other than a dog. Right? Don't be misled.
Good job.
The Edmond Animal Shelter is having great success with their newest program.
The Rescue Readers Program is a program that we've developed for children to come into the animal shelter and read to some of our animals here.
Kids have the choice to read to a dog or a cat in
Have the choice to read to a dog or cat. Now, people, this is what I'm talking about. It's not smart, and it's very immoral, stupid, and dangerous to teach kids to interact with dogs as if dogs are harmless. That is extremely stupid. There's nothing smart about that at all. Now you see, this is a bully breed, some type of mix, mutant mutt. And the dog is in there off leash around two kids. Now, why should I view this as safe? Why? Give me one reason why. If I were to ask them that, they would say, well, because there's adult supervision. That woman is 100% worthless. She is completely worthless as a protector of those children from that dog, and you all know it. So my question is simple. Why are you pretending that this is a safe situation? I'm really, really curious. I want to answer to that question. Y'all gonna have to make sense out of what you say and do. Do you understand that? That is a serious pet peeve of mine. Where people think they can just say things that don't make sense, do things that are totally illogical, unreasonable, dumb. Explain yourself. How is this safe when we all know full well if that dog attacked either one of those kids or attacked that lady, she ain't gonna do nothing but scream, ah, oh my God. She ain't gonna be able to stop the attack. Y'all know it. So this is a dangerous, deadly situation. And the killer part about it is that these things kill a child at least every other week here in the United States. These creatures are the chief murderers, maimers of children. And it's by a very long stretch. But yet they play some goofy music, a little happy piano, and they show this to you and you're duped. Oh, it's so sweet. No, this is stupid. If that thing haul off and attack one of them kids, what are they going to do? Nothing but bleed and hope that they don't die. This is just stupid.
Or a cat in 45-minute sessions. They can bring their own books or select books provided by the shelter.
Now, this ain't about reading. This program is not about reading. It's about what you see right now. Now, if the purpose of this dog is just to be read to, then why is this child rubbing on it like that? She's not there to be treating this thing like a personal pet. Huh? Y'all promote this as academic. This shouldn't even be allowed. And this is the real purpose of this dog being here. Has nothing to do with helping them to read better. The whole purpose is to turn them into a nutter. To remove their sense of fear for something that actually not only is dangerous, but is the #1 killer of children. And they mutilate a whole lot more than they actually kill. But trust me, you don't want to be mutilated either. So this is stupid. And it should be illegal.
In 45-minute sessions, they can bring their own books or select books provided by the shelter. The program is wonderful for everyone involved. It gives children an opportunity to improve their reading skills.
No, it doesn't. It gives them an opportunity to regress academically. That's what it does. How is this supposed to give them a head start at reading or speaking in front of people? The most intelligent children, who will also be the most successful adults, are the ones who get a head start, not the ones who start to read in front of people only at 18 years old. Only when they get to college. How is this supposed to give them a head start? How is this supposed to help them? This don't help them do nothing. The more a child reads, naturally, they're going to read better and better the more they read. It has nothing to do with the presence of a dog. There ain't no science behind this. It's nonsense.
The program is wonderful for everyone involved. It gives children an opportunity to improve their reading skills and gives the animals time.
No. That's their whole point. That's their whole goal. Just trying to turn kids into a nutter. So disgusting. These mutants right here, these are the one things that you want to teach kids to stay away from. If you don't teach them to stay away from nothing else, it should be dogs. Because dogs are literally the most dangerous, and this is proven, the most dangerous entities, period, on earth for children. What is wrong with y'all? Sick, sick, sick. You people are sick. Something's wrong with you. You're sick. Put the presence of a deadly creature over the safety of your child. You are a sick human being.
The program is wonderful for everyone involved. It gives children an opportunity to improve their reading skills and gives the animals time to socialize with people.
We have seen great improvements with the animals that we've used as far as...
Oh, socialize with the people. And dogs are the only so-called animals that require socializing with people, allegedly, to prevent them from wanting to attack people. You don't have to do that with any other animal. In fact, the less socializing other animals have with human beings, the less likely they are to attack them. They'll see you from a distance and run away. See, we're talking about natural animals, right? God created animals. Nature created animals. I'm talking about real animals, not mutants. They don't have any interaction with us, yet they leave us alone. I was just walking by a flock of swan. I don't know what these things were, big ducks. Walked right through them, right through their little huddle. They didn't fly. They wasn't full of anxiety. They didn't feel threatened like a stupid, dumb dog. They didn't get aggressive and try to bully me. Yet they don't live with people. They don't have to socialize with people in order for them to not attack us. Y'all's logic is extremely goofy. And this is coming from your professionals. Your professionals are putting out this logic.
As their behavior.
Now listen to what she said. Let me back this up a little bit. These unsightly, disgusting looking mutants.
Time to socialize with people.
We have seen great improvements with the animals that we've used as far as their behavior. They're a lot calmer, a lot more relaxed.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Said that the children are more calmer and more relaxed. No, the child is terrified. And he's staying still so that he does not give the dog a reason, or he doesn't want the dog to attack him. So he's being very still. That's what that is. So is that the plan? To get kids to be calm by bringing in a deadly predator, having them sit right in front of it? That's your idea? That's your bright idea? Goofball nutters. Let me take that. I don't feel like, well, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let me not. I'm not going to fake the funk. This is goofy. There's no way around that.
That we've used as far as their behavior, they're a lot calmer, a lot more relaxed. But then also the kids that are part of the program benefit greatly as well. They definitely seem a lot more willing to read out loud.
That is a lie. Shut up. God, I hate when people lie to me. Shut up. She knows full well she has not seen no improvements or nothing like that. Say nothing but a bunch of nutters who want to say, you don't, like I said, people, you don't trust people who specialize in pretending, living in some type of fantasy world. And that's what they're trying to teach kids to do. To pretend that the dog can understand them. No. Let them read to each other. He's talking about they don't feel judged. Get out of here. So you want them to experience or feel judged for the first time when they're like 18 years old? What is wrong with you? Let them get used to reading in front of people at the earliest age possible. Y'all just trying to bend over backwards to have a reason to expose them to dogs. Just like a bunch of weird, nasty, goofy nutters. Lord, sorry. I did not plan on getting that excited. Let's back this up a little bit. I'm all right.
They seem a lot more willing to read out loud and work on some of their skills whenever they're only reading to an animal. They don't feel so judged.
Get out of here. So how's this supposed to help them? If you're never giving them the opportunity to get comfortable reading in front of people, how is this supposed to help them? Why are you basically encouraging social disorders? If you want students to be good students, the key is to get them started at an early age. Get them doing the same thing you'll be doing in high school, college. You're not going to be reading to no dog in high school and college, nor in the real world. You're not going to be up at your job reading to a dog. You're going to have to speak in front of people. Read in front of people. You're not going to tell me this is beneficial. This is counterproductive. And the nerve of these people to try to push this off as beneficial.
Also judged, like they would if they were reading to some of their friends.
You're just trying to. This is not going to help them get over this feeling of being judged. What you do with people like that, people who feel judged and they're nervous to read in front of people, what you do is you make them read in front of people. Just like you do with treatment for cynophobia. What do they say? Dog exposure. Get over your fear by exposing yourself to it. So, what's the difference here? Same scenario. If they got some type of phobia or fear, reading and talking in front of people, that's exactly what you have them do. And you don't have them do nothing other than that until they get used to it. What is wrong with you? And this is your education. You just dropping your people. You letting these type of lunatics raise your kids. Scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. That's why other countries, on average, do better than Americans academically. That's a reason. There's a reason for that. Wow. So now, these nutters, they want more and more of this. This is on the uptick. These goofy reading programs, making our population dumber and dumber and more filled with anxiety. We want them to be comfortable around other people. We have enough. We have more than enough. We have too much. Too many social disorders. People with social anxiety. This only serves to make it worse.
Judged, like they would if they were reading to some of their friends at school.
Staff at the animal shelter have observed other positive results.
We've had actually a couple of adoptions from this program because the kids read to the animal and they get that connection.
See, so it's all about the dogs. Nobody care about the dogs. This is supposed to be for the kids, right? But they just obsessed with the dog, and that's all they're talking about. Oh, we got some adoptions. Oh, the dog, the dog, the dog. They're not even focusing on the reading ability of the students. This is an outrage. Parents should be outraged at this.
And they end up adopting an animal. It's a win-win.
That right there. Wow. 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 This is what they're teaching your kids to do. This is unbelievable. And this is exactly what behaviorists tell you not to do. Facing a dog, staring at it in the eyes. Wow. Ugh. I will never, ever respect dog lovers. Especially, and listen, I can sort of respect people who own smaller dogs. Wouldn't go in their home or nothing like that. Touch them, nothing. But people with these large killer dogs, I can't respect these types of people. And that's sad. Wow. This is supposed to be about reading. And they're showing physical affection between the dog and the kids non-stop. Because that's what they're trying to support. Unbelievable. Both these kids vulnerable. Neither one of these kids are protected. Neither one of them. If that dog want to attack either one of them, nothing is going to stop it. We all know this. Yeah, they should all be arrested. They should all be arrested. This is a violation of our laws. That's how blatantly criminal this is. And now look at what you're looking at here. This title of this video, the Rescue Readers Program. Shouldn't they focus on how much better the kids read? Why aren't they recording videos of how the kids read before they start reading to dogs and after they start reading to prove that there's improvement? No, that has nothing to do with their reading abilities. They're just trying to encourage you, other dog owners, to get your kids killed. Here, do what you see us do. They're just encouraging endangerment, death, maiming. They're encouraging it. They're trying to inspire you to let your kids interact with dogs the same way these kids are. That's what they're doing. And I don't see nothing else. I don't see no reading program. I don't see no book. That's all I see.
Rescue Readers Program, please visit the shelter's Facebook page. Just search Edmond Animal Services Government.
And again, they're promoting dogs. So this is all about dogs. Disgusting. Beyond disgusting. These reading mutts, these goofy programs to have kids read to dogs is just as annoying to me as these therapy dog programs. People bringing dogs around the one people you shouldn't bring them around. People in the hospital, in emergency rooms, dentist office, school. What is wrong with these people? Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Somebody make it stop. Now, this is another story that surfaced today. A few hours ago, grieving mother issues dog warning after 17-month-old girl mauled to death by family. Oh, this is, y'all remember this? Bella Ray Birch, they made a, it's like a law or something in her honor, I think in her name. I guess they caught up with her, and she's doing some activism type stuff, I guess. The mother says she blacked out when the dog attacked her daughter, but by the time the ambulance took the girl away, she had already died. Okay. And she gets into, she said, I miss Bella Ray every day, and I still haven't come to terms with what's happened. I think she's sleeping over at Nanny's house. So she's still traumatized by the loss of her daughter. And this is what I'm saying. I can listen to a story like this, and that's more than enough motivation for me to not want to be around dogs. So maybe if these stories got more publicity, we might see a change. But as of right now, they're like all underground. You know, dog attacks. It's like you got to go to the dark web. Yeah, it's like we're in the dark web. A little dark corner of the internet. The people who hate dogs. All right. She said, I haven't accepted anything yet, and I don't think I ever want to. But I have to stay strong for my little boy who still needs his mother. Now she's putting together some type of charity. What it looks like here. She said they want the charity. She said, I want to help other families in our position as we felt very isolated and judged when this attack happened. Purpose of the charity will be to talk and advocate and help people through these tragedies. Okay. But how? How? What would make those people feel better? Think about it. You had a room full of people, adults, who lost a child to a dog. What could you all do to make yourselves feel better? You know, to sort of, what would put life back into you? The only thing I can think of is for you to be an opponent of dogs, or at the very least, bully breeds. You need to be an outspoken crusader against bully breeds, which will include Rottweilers, and really dogs in general. Either dogs, if not dogs, at least bully breeds. What else is going to give your life purpose? Especially when this part of your life is what's causing you grief. It means that you need a direct counter to what happened, to that experience. The best counter possible is to encourage other parents to never let their children around these things. You might actually encourage some people to save their kid's life. You could go on to save dozens of lives just by being an example and speaking out as a mother who's lost a child. Stuff like that motivates a lot of people. So, but if you don't do that, I have serious doubts that you'll, properly respond to your grief, your pain. Because it can get rough. I don't have kids. I've never lost a child, obviously, but I could imagine it would be bad enough to drive you crazy, send you into serious depression. Do you know how effectively being an opponent to dogs, to bully breeds would be for that type of grief? It's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know what you're waiting on. Stop being afraid of the dog world and all these dog lovers. They don't have nothing on their side to be afraid of. Goofball arguments don't make no sense. There's no logic in anything they do or say. Right? Trust yourself. And you have a whole army of people on this side of the road who gonna march with you. She said Bella Ray's name would be out there helping families rather than being known as the toddler who died from a dog attack. I don't want my daughter known as the baby who got mauled. She was more than that. I wish people would understand that this can happen to anybody, no matter what type of breed. Bella was never left alone, and nothing made the dog snap. This was just a freak accident that caused my daughter to lose her life. This attack on Bella Ray Birch, the daughter of this lady, was not an accident. It was not an accident. Whose dog was it? Right? The mother accepted the presence of this dog. The dog snatched the baby out of the mother's arms. Right? And isn't that the story? Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be wrong about nothing like that. If I remember this story right, she had accepted the presence of that dog. It was either their dog or they went over someone's house who had a dog and she accepted, hey, yeah. She, to some extent, put her stamp of approval on the presence of that mutt. You see? It's not enough to just say some good things and feel good. You got to stay away from these things and definitely keep your kids away from them. These are child predators. Lord, how much proof you need? Lord. She said her daughter was a happy, energetic, clever, 17-month-old baby. She loved music, dancing, singing, and food. This is what I don't get. Why don't you reflect on how important your children are while they're still alive? Honestly, I don't get that. I would get so paranoid if I became a father. I would not be able to move unless I knew exactly where my child was, what's going on. I see them sleep. I'm looking, make sure they're breathing, put a mirror up to their nose. I'll be so paranoid at all the time. I'd have to know everywhere. Where is she? Where is he? But to bring a flipping dog in the house, all because in the back of your head, you believe dogs are not supposed to attack people. Brainwashed by Scooby-Doo. Oh, boy. You don't have to explain to us about how full of life a 17-month-old baby has We know that. That's exactly why you're supposed to protect their life with everything in your power. It's real simple. And y'all don't even follow basic guidelines of survival for a human being. You think it's fun to go against the grain, to go against basic instinct, and you're paying the price. These deaths, these maulings are nonstop, and you don't care. None of you nutters care. I'm starting to suspect, now I've mentioned this before, I'm starting to suspect there's something very fishy going on. Something very cult-like, where they need a constant supply of blood, preferably from a very young child. There seems like there's a machine behind this. What are we left to conclude when life, human life in general, is supposed to be highly valued and protected? At the very least, children are supposed to be protected. What else am I supposed to conclude when you endanger them like this? I mean, encourage them to a T. They don't just encourage you or try to encourage you or inspire you to own one of these things. No. Get your toddler, get your kid, and put it right in the dog's face. There you go. Leave them alone together. Yeah, they promote all of that on top of just owning it. Owning is not enough. It sounds like, and it seems like, this culture is bent on spilling the blood of the young. Now, I've seen a lot of people's comments of how some of these cults, they literally drink blood to help them live longer, preferably the blood of a very young child. I don't know what is going on out there, but it's irrelevant. Let's just say it's irrelevant. It needs to stop. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if this is a cult thing, a ritual, sacrifice. Something's going on. Okay? Tell me that. Something is going on, most definitely. Even if it's just your incredible stupidity. Right? That's at a all-time high right now. Right now, where was I? Okay, so she was never left alone. So there was adult supervision. Okay, so why didn't adult supervision prevent the attack? Because it couldn't. She can't. Just like I showed in that video, this goofy video right here, it's like I pointed out, that these kids are still in danger. Both of them still in danger. If that dog could snatch that woman's baby out her arm and then kill her baby, explain to me why these dogs couldn't kill one of these kids. Make that make sense. And this is what they promote. They want you in a scenario, in a situation that make these murders possible. You're sick. You are sick. Boy, oh boy. I feel sorry for people who try to oppose us. You know, every now and then you'll get a goofy YouTuber who come on here and try to act like some type of savior of dogs. Try to act like they're going to take us down. Notice how pathetic they end up looking. Just a permanently pathetic, worthless channel. Okay? And they make a good example for these other nutters. There are no arguments for you. No arguments for you. This is just a time of change right now. This has happened several times throughout history. There have been huge monumental changes that change the whole landscape of society. That is a part of evolution. Just accept it. Don't fight it. Because rest assured, we're not going nowhere. Now, some of you may have noticed there's been a slight uptick in the subscribers to this channel. It went from 10,000 to 10,300 and 10,500 in a short period of time, relatively short period of time. You know, I got those extra 500 or whatever subscribers faster than I got much of the subscribers that I got long before that. Do y'all know why? I don't know, but I have my guesses. As you all know, from time to time, I like to Google my YouTube name. You Google, I hate dogs. This is the first result. The Fordham Observer. Okay? And, you know, I don't even think I've ever seen this. At the very top. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. This is an old, this is old. We've all seen this, I think. Okay. But the second result, y'all see this? Okay, the second result is that Slate article. And I used 2 different computers because I thought maybe it popped up at the top because I had already visited the website. But that's not the case. When people Google, I hate dogs, literally my channel pops up. Because right here in the subtitle, you know, they give you a little snippet of the article. They let you know. I also caught wind of a YouTube channel called simply I Hate Dogs. And Slate is a pretty big media outlet. I went over it on a video. If you type Slate into the Google, not the Google search, the search engine on this channel, it'll pop up. So we're not going nowhere. There are some media outlets who understand that, and they know how to catch on to a movement that's going to grow, that's not going to regress. Y'all got to understand, a lot of groups pop up all over the place all the time. Most of them fizzle away. They're like businesses. You've heard people say how most business owners, they failed multiple times before they became successful. Right? You know, I try not to take anything for granted. There are quite a few ideologies, ideologies that emerge and then fizzle out. Along the way, they'll get deconstructed. They'll get discredited somehow. There's nobody who can discredit us. We go after their experts and actually bully them. That's what happens. Bully in a very legit way, though. It's not an attack. Bully as in discrediting their information. We like verbally slap their experts around. That's the one type of ideology that ain't going nowhere. When you come onto the scene and assume the position of the experts, and the official experts have to get out the way, you got something. You got something. So it's not too late. Snap out of your cringy, goofy nuttery today. Spare yourself the embarrassment. A man was killed in Detroit by a worthless mutt. This happened a few hours ago. A grown man, 58 years old, body was found on Tuesday. Attacked and killed by pit bulls. Okay? Attacked by at least 2 pit bulls, which were captured. They don't say that whether or not they were his pit bulls. They probably were. Okay, the investigation is ongoing, but the man entered the building with another person. Detectives believe the victim may have gone in to help the dogs and was attacked by them, which is why you shouldn't help them. They could attack you. Right? Simple as that. Don't help them. It might attack you because that's what dogs do. Let it starve. Just let them starve. Better yet, euthanize them. Put them out of their worthless misery. You know, simple as that. You have to be a bloody fool to endanger yourself. But when you endanger the helpless, you are a sick criminal. And the fact that you don't feel ashamed about being a sick criminal, that makes you even more of a sick criminal. Now, this is that article that I talked about the other day. The nerve of these people. Published on CNN, of all places. They're really trying to push this. Pet cats and dogs may help protect infants from food allergies. Oh boy. And this is in the health section. Just like dogs are being pushed as ibuprofen, relief for headaches. They're being pushed as a replacement for antidepressants, anti-stress. They're desperate to push these things off as medicine, as just as important to us as is medicine. So when you're talking about getting rid of dogs, you're talking about getting rid of medicine. Oh, that'll hurt us medically. Unbelievable. I mean, look, contrast this headline with all the health problems that dogs present. And this is a joke. This is offensive. It's offensive. Nobody care about no food allergy. Yeah, bring a deadly lion, bring a deadly pit bull inside your home around your newborns so that they won't be allergic to peanut butter. That's what it is, people. I'm not, look, right here. Study found that children exposed to cats were less likely to develop egg, wheat, and soybean allergies, while those exposed to dogs were less likely to have egg, milk, and nut allergies. Now, I don't believe this is, and it's such a pathetic, and this, they tell you how pathetic this is. They only claim that there will be like only a 13 to 16% lower risk. So yeah, risk your baby's life to reduce their allergies by 13 to 16%. Are we getting dumber with time? Is that what's going on? Now look at how horrible this is. Although there was no association between turtles and birds and food allergies, hamster exposure during fetal development was linked to nearly twice as risks, blah, blah, blah. Where is that? Here we go. Here we go. It is critical to have these exposures early on as the immune system is developing, as the gut is developing, because it does seem to be an important route. Okay. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Oh boy, look at this. Oh boy, look at this. Food allergy data was self-reported, which relies on accurate diagnosis from participants, the researchers say. There's a need to really confirm these types of studies. So I would not necessarily change lifestyles based on this data, but I would not get rid of pets. Experts hope these results can help guide research into the drivers, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. They're trying to get you killed, get your kids killed, disfigured, dismembered. Okay? Trying to get you sick, your family sick. All to reduce a nut allergy by 13 to 16%. That's how desperate they are. Desperate they are to push dogs. And that's what this reflects. The strong, powerful push of dogs onto society. I've been boiling over this for a little while. Now, I know this did not surface no 5 hours ago. Let me refresh this. Yeah, a day ago. Found this yesterday. And I've seen quite a few stories like this. Like I said, they're nonstop. These are nonstop, man. At least every week, there's something like this getting published. Farmer loses 16 lambs. 16 lambs in a dog attack. Just going through killing them. Don't kill them for food, just for sport. It's not for protection, just for sport. Natural animals don't do that. You know, the request to have these things exterminated is valid. That's a reasonable request, and it makes sense. Looking at how these things operate on this earth. Farmers are always getting their livestock attacked by dogs. I shared a story about that family. They had to give up their farm. Like, we can't afford it. Losing all our money. Dogs attacking our livestock. What? 16 lambs? So these dumb mutts kill one, move on, kill another one. Expending all this energy. And not even for a meal. No, a lion, they use a lot of energy to kill, and then they focus on that kill. They'll take it up a tree with them, leopards, whatnot, and sit up in that tree with that one kill, and they'll feed on it for days. That's how a natural animal operates. These are not natural animals, people. That's why I don't have to respect these things. I don't respect them. I don't respect them as a fellow life in this universe that had no control over how we came into the world. I don't respect them as that. They're not even supposed to be here. Every single, have y'all not noticed? In every single way that dogs interact with reality, it's negative. With other animals, it's negative. They kill them. Plants, they kill them. Negative. The air, contaminated. Water, contaminated. Sound, contaminated. Health, destroyed, contaminated. These are filthy, anti-life mutants. That's what they are. That's what they are. So yeah, I don't respect these things. I can't believe they've managed to make a sport out of allowing these things to kill natural animals. You know, these people are extremely, extremely demonically possessed, sick lunatics. Now you see this? Look at this. Not the dog's fault. Said dog owners and walkers should always keep them on a short leash and away from fields where there are lambs. Dog walkers should try to stay as far away from livestock as possible. Even aggressive behavior from a dog, such as barking, can cause a pregnant sheep to die or miscarry. Listen to that. Just by barking? Cause a pregnant sheep to die or miscarry? How anti-life is that, people? Just what I just said. Dogs represent death. They destroy life. Is this not a perfect example? Just the barking alone, a pregnant sheep could die or miscarry. That is an unnatural sound. Barking is extremely unnatural. It has nothing to do with the sound of nature. Keep telling people this. You think birds chirping gonna cause a sheep to die or miscarry? Sound from any other animal? No. And then they say, such incidents are not the dog's fault, but that of the owner, and declaring that a dog has never acted in such a manner previously is of no importance. No. It is the dog's fault. The dog barks. And it's the person's fault for being in possession of it. Get out of here, man. This is so, as time passes, people are starting to understand. They're starting to get it. And this goofy, blind defending of dogs, it's got to go. Dogs barking, that's been proven to mess people up. Their neurological system can drive you crazy. And it's the dog barking. Don't tell me it's not the dog's fault. Of course you would say that. In an article like this, talking about it's not the dog's fault. Yeah, okay. So we will see. And before I leave, y'all see in the title, I put Blueprint for Pit Bull Bans. In the title, Blueprint for Pit Bull Bans. I'm upset about this issue with pit bull bans. I follow a lot of bans. They get up here, these nutters, with these goofy arguments. I get infuriated. I follow them. And there's a ban in several places. They're trying to decide on what to do. But I want to give some tips, some helpful tips to the people. Now, you remember yesterday I shared that video where they said that pit bulls are no more likely to bite than other breeds. All right, y'all remember that? Can y'all see this? Okay, let's switch. I'm about to switch screens here. Give me 1 second. Right, I got something to show y'all. Okay, pit bull lovers. Pit bulls are no more likely to bite than any other breed. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Let's say that's true. Right? You hear that? I conceded. Okay. Now, let me ask a question. You answer, Pit Nutter. Where you experts at? I got a question. Y'all scared? Huh? You the big bad expert. Pit bulls are not more likely to bite than other dogs. Are they more likely to disfigure? Huh? Answer that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Are they more likely to bite in different areas? Yes. Yes, they are. This is what they need to bring up when they try to decide whether or not to remove pit bull bans. There should be a line of questioning. These pit nutters get in front of a microphone. They gather around with their goofy signs and goofy t-shirts. And they trying to tell you about a pit bull that they knew long ago. Or a pit bull they met at a shelter somewhere that they made a promise to. You ask them these questions. They're going to bring that up. Well, data shows pit bulls are no more likely to bite than other breeds. Okay, ma'am. Are they more likely to disfigure? Yes. Bite in different areas? Yes. Are they more likely to dismember a victim? Yes. Are they more likely to launch a sustained attack? Yes. Why are they more likely? Because of its breed? Huh? Breed? Yes. It is because these things were bred for fighting and killing. That's exactly why they're more efficient at all of these than other breeds. Are they more likely to break bones, crunch tendons? Yes. Yes. Are they more likely to dislocate joints? In regard to children, children are more likely to have a dislocated jaw. Quite often, dogs dislocate children's jaw. That is because they usually bite kids in the face. Head on, the dog's lower teeth will get caught underneath the chin in that hole. And it will rip and tug and dislocate the child's jawbone. This is more likely to happen with a bully breed because of its breed. And that's why we need to keep these breed-specific laws. I don't want to hear about no individual pit bull that hasn't attacked anyone yet. Are pit bulls, are bully breeds more likely to kill? Why is it that you pit nutters can't put together not even a semi-strong argument? Why aren't you up there with real data, real information? If what you say is true, there should be a whole host of evidence. There should be a whole lot of evidence to confirm what you're saying. But every time we look into it, we find information that discredits you. Discredits you. So you sitting over there with your information, with your little holy book that says that pit bulls are not more likely to bite than other breeds. And that's all you have to rest your hat on. And that's exactly why your attempt should be rejected. You all should be thrown out of whatever room you're in, wherever this is being held. As a matter of fact, they should kick you out before it even starts. Just as soon as they come into the room, inform them that their case has been dismissed and a decision has been made. Right? And let them know that if they want to own a bully breed, they're going to have to move to a different city. So we will see. But I think the standards of removing pit bull bans, or at least the requirements that need to be met, you need information to counter these facts. Okay? This is heavy, heavy evidence that informs us of how dangerous, informs us of the increased risk. Again, don't forget to check out that blog on my channel, dozens of testimony from doctors. You'll see it's the blog icon on the home page of my channel. It is only in the anti-dog community do you find an abundance of evidence that supports what we believe. Right? I feel good about that. Very proud of that. Big shout out to everybody. You are all my support base. And I gather your power. You have valuable souls. And it energizes me. Right? I get a whole lot of motivation from chopping it up with all of you. Keep the good fight going. Try not to lay eyes on a mutt unless you're about to defend yourself from it. Properly defend yourself. And then let us know how successful you were so we can celebrate. It is hump day. Y'all stay safe. And I hope to see you all on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.